ZITF should be inclusive and impact on the lives of locals. That is why the new currency reforms will likely dominate discussions at the country's biggest trade exhibition. Economist Stevenson Dlamaini speaks on the new currency, Zimbabwe Gold.
When you look at it at a firm level, we are saying the introduction of the multi-currency system had its challenges of low business because not everyone was accessing it in the volumes that could promote efficient business. Now, even the previously excluded population which could not access the foreign currency at the same rate as the informal sector are able to participate in such economic activities, which also means there might be profitability for the firms. So when we look at the economic implications, we break them down to the household, the firm, for the government. It's creating price stability, it's creating foreign exchange stability.
We now cross over to ZTN Prime business correspondent Eben Mabunda to discuss the importance of the ZITF at this stage. Eben, it's a very good evening to you. Now, how critical is it for monetary authorities to take advantage of ZITF to drive the message home on monetary reforms?
Well, good evening. Of course, this ZITF is coming a few weeks after the introduction of a new currency, the ZiG, and of course business players are also trying to make head or tail of what this reform has brought about. And obviously there would be concerns to do with there being confidence by the business community in terms of what the monetary policy is aiming at achieving. So this then becomes a strategic opportunity for the central bank to allay the fears of the business community, to engage and re-engage and find a means of establishing common ground on which business can operate, on which citizens across the country can maneuver from a business perspective. So a very, very strategic opportunity for the central bank.
So now, how important is it for the country to have a stable currency to ensure increased trade?
Well, there would be various reasons, from planning to accounting to pricing, and of course it's quite a verbose bouquet, to put it across that way. But I want to zero in on how it is that from a foreign investor perspective it is critical for there to be currency stability. This allows for a foreign investor to monitor their movements of their investment, and also how and when they can remit. Right now Zimbabwe is sitting on blocked funds or to the tune of $3 billion, which represents amounts that have not been remitted from a Zimbabwean perspective since there was a currency change in 2019. So these are some of the things that investors, both local and foreign, look at before they commit from an investment perspective. So yes, indeed, it's important for there to be a stable currency to create a stable investor environment.
So now, even the ZITF this year is oversubscribed. What does this mean for Zimbabwe and the economy?
Of course, it's a positive sign to see a lot of these players coming on board, but of note is how last year the European Union participated in the activities at the ZITF. We also saw the United Kingdom also participating there, and a boon for the ZITF, and of course we also saw the participation of Chinese players, and we are seeing a repeat of that in the 2024 ZITF. This has the trickle-down effect of contributing positively toward Zimbabwe's foreign direct investment. The clamor has been, how can Zimbabwe take advantage of the FDIs? How can Zimbabwe take advantage of the diaspora remittances that have been sailing around the territory of $2 billion? So it's through through platforms such as these that there is some degree of direction in terms of how some of these funds that are coming into the country can actually be directed, and so some positives could potentially be gleaned from the ZITF 2024 edition.
A big thank you to Eben Mabunda, our business correspondent, for joining us. Now, with a total of 136 new exhibitors, 6 new countries, and bringing the total to 27 nations participating at ZITF, what else should make this fair live up to expectations? The ZITF Chief Executive Nick Lamini speaks.
We really encourage people to participate, which is why we'll be charging a mere $5 for adults and $3 for children. Because ZITF is for all who are in Malawi. It's intertwined with the community of Malawi. So we encourage them to participate.
Konapo, Ipapo pa ZTN Prime, DSTV channel 294, the place to be.